Yes guys, welcome back to another YouTube video, and today I am going through an upper and a lower split. I won't be going through two variations of each, but I will be going through one variation. So during the week you would tend to be doing upper one, upper two, lower two. Today I'm just going to go through kind of one variation. And the format that I would kind of lay it out if you are unsure on how to do it. Now there are lots of possibilities here. This isn't to say this is the only one to do, but it's a very good starting point, and then you can assess how you're doing after you've gone through this kind of program. So I'm going to start off with a lower. What we want to be starting off, or what my bias would be to starting off with a leg curl. Now what variation? We could go with a seated leg curl to start off the training. That's going to get our knees warm. It's not hugely taxing like a quad compound that we do next, so our fatigue will just still be quite low-ish. So that's why I always tend to put curls at the beginning. Now, once you've finished your seated curl, we want to be doing a quad compound. So what type of quad compound could that be? Let's just go straight in and do a hack squat. Again, many variations, but this is just to say we're starting off with this one. And after your quad compound, we wanted to be then going into a hip hinge. Now, again, there are many variations of hip hinge. What would I do on this lower one, for example? Let's stick it very simple and do an RDL. Could be a dumbbell, could be a barbell, depending on your preference. So we've started off with a curl. We've gone into a quad compound, which is going to be a hack squat. We then go into a hip hinge, so a Romanian deadlift, which is a great option. And then our fourth exercise, we want to do some kind of single leg work. And that kind of single leg work, there are so many variations with this. So let's keep it simple. Let's say we do a single leg press. Could be in a horizontal leg press, could be in 45-degree leg press. Doesn't really matter at this point, but a single leg you want to be putting in there at some point. Now after that, pretty simple and easy one, adduction. Not really much else we can do, but the hip adduction machine. You want big legs? Get big adductors. I'm working on mine. And then this is something that if you have time to do, I would recommend in putting it in, is an extension, a leg extension. Now again, this can kind of be anywhere, but for my preference here, like this technically could maybe go curl, extension, quad compound, but for this demonstration, I've just put it at the end. So a leg extension, and then finishing off with standing calf raise. Excuse my spelling. So that is how I would set up your lower one, for example. Seated leg curl, hack squat, RDL, single leg press, hip adduction, leg extension, standing calf raise. Then if you were going to be doing like a lower two, you could then change during the week your curl from a seated leg curl to a lying leg curl. We could change the quad compound to a pendulum squat, or even just a leg press. We can then change the hip hinge from an RDL to a hip thrust. Single leg press, we could change to a split squat, for example. Adduction, that pretty much stays the same. Leg extension stays the same. Calf, instead of standing, could be seated. So there's just very quick bombshells there that you could put into your program on your lower number two, okay? The most important thing, guys, is to make sure that you are sticking to a program for a long period of time. You don't want to be just keep changing every single week. You want to have your upper one and upper two and lower two for a consistent amount of time. Minimum I go for is 12 weeks, minimum. I've personally gone to 20, 24 weeks with the same program. You see all the big bodybuilders, they will be sticking to their program like glue for maybe 6 to 8 months, okay? So that is our lower one done. Now we go into our upper. Now I'm gonna have to bend down on this one. So I would technically, preference would be starting with a shoulder compound. So we could, let's say, Smith press, shoulder variation. Now, overhead pressing, from my experience, is not absolutely necessary. I have personally a shoulder injury where I cannot overhead press. I just bash out loads of lateral raises. I've got clients that cannot do overhead pressing, find it very uncomfortable, bash out loads of laterals, and their shoulders are huge. You get a lot of shoulder recruitment in your chest compounds, okay guys? So if you love overhead pressing, great, I still would put it in if possible, but it is not absolutely necessary. So after the shoulder compound, we go to a chest compound. Let's say we're just gonna be doing a dumbbell press. That's our dumbbell press, flat, reasonably flat, probably not an incline. I'd probably do a flat-ish kind of level. Then after your chest compound, we'll go into a tricep. So we could be doing dips. Dips is recruited, chest is recruited in your dips as well. So that's absolutely fine. So we are attacking our chest twice, but it's not technically a chest compounded dip. It's more gonna be more tricep dominant with some shoulders and some chest as well. So we've done our shoulders, we've done our chest, done our triceps. Then we want to go into a horizontal type of row. And there's so many variations here. Let's just pick a simple one, machine row. Very simple. And I'll go into some alternatives in a minute. But a machine row would be a great place to start. Both arms. After your row, we will then want to go into a type of vertical pull. Now, the position of the arm path will be dictated on your kind of your physique and what you're trying to achieve, etc. But let's again keep this very, very simple. Lat pull down. Now we want to be targeting more of the upper back. So our back is going to be is a very big muscle group, okay? More so than the chest, shoulders, and triceps. So there is going to be a little bit more emphasis on your pulling movements. So we've got a row, we've got a vertical pull, and then we've got another type of row for the upper back. So it is a kind of secondary rowing movement, but we want to be really targeting that upper back. So it could be a wide grip row. And that would cover most bases to begin with. Then we'll go into our lateral raises. Let's keep it again, very simple. Let's do cable laterals. Cable, let's say cable raise, lateral. And then to finish off, biceps, again, let's keep it simple, dumbbells. Dumbbell biceps, standing. So, oh, I need to hurt my back doing that. So now that is covering nearly all bases with your upper number one. We've hit our shoulders on a Smith press. We've hit a chest compound, our dumbbell press. Triceps, we've hit dips. Row, machine row. Vertical pull, lat pull down. Upper back, wide grip row. Lateral raise, so side delts. Cable lateral raise. And a bicep, dumbbell bicep curls, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 covers all bases. Now, what could be some substitutes into like an upper number 2 in the week? So shoulder compound, we could change the Smith press to a dumbbell shoulder press. We could change the chest compound from a dumbbell press to a Smith press or a barbell chest press. We could change the tricep from dips to a machine dips instead of free weight dips, or we could do a JM press. We could do a machine chest press that's more of like a narrow grip tricep compound. Again, this will depend on the equipment that you have available in your gym, but there's lots of different variations. Your row, machine row, your upper number 2 could be a barbell row. That is still going to be a horizontal pull. Then a vertical pull, lat pull down, could then change into a single arm cable pull down. So now you're changing the arm path. Your upper back wide grip row could then go into a Smith upper back kind of row. Again, it could be changed to a T-bar row with the arm path being wider up instead of more narrow. So again, many options depending on what you have access to. Lateral raise, instead of a cable lateral raise, we could maybe do a single arm cable lateral raise or a dumbbell lateral raise. Biceps, instead of bicep curls, could be a preacher curl. Okay, so this is the format I tend to bias a little bit more for like beginners that have, well, a beginner that's gone from a beginner kind of program to an upper lower program. This is the format I like to stick to, with variations depending on the client, depending on what they have access to, depending what they're tolerant to as well. You've got to manage their fatigue, manage what's growing, what needs more focus on. So this could be altered a little bit where you may be doing like a chest fly as well as a chest compound. But then what you don't want to be doing is doing like 15 exercises. So again, this is a great foundation to start with, and then you can take out or add in things as you please. Sets and reps, you don't need top sets and back off sets at the moment. If you can, if you want to. I tend to stick to the 2/3 sets of everything, with either a rep range between 6 and 10 or 10 to 15. Again, working in many rep ranges, 2 sets depending on what kind of exercise it is. Like a hack squat for me personally is so taxing that I can only do 2 sets. 3 sets just kills me off. So it'll be depending on what you can manage yourself. So guys, that is an upper/lower split foundation blueprint that you can use now for your own training. Now, if you've got any questions whatsoever, please put them in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, and I'll see you guys soon.